Beezus and Ramona. Beezus ran around the furnace, and there, in the dimly lit corner, sat Ramona, eating an apple. Beezus was so relieved to see Ramona, safe, and at the same time so angry with her for hiding that she couldn't say anything. She just stood there, filled with the exasperated, mixed-up feeling that Ramona so often gave her. "Hello," said Ramona through a bite of apple. "Ramona Geraldine Quimby," exclaimed Beezus when she had found her voice. "What do you think you're doing?" "Playing hide-and-seek," answered Ramona. "Well, I'm not," snapped Beezus. "It takes two to play hide-and-seek. You found me," Ramona pointed out. Oh, once again Beezus couldn't find any words. To think she had worried so, when all the time Ramona was sitting in the basement listening to her call, and eating an apple, too. As she stood in front of Ramona, Beezus' eyes began to grow accustomed to the dim light, and she realized what Ramona was doing. She stared, horrified at what she saw, as if hiding were not enough. What would Mother say when she came home and found that Ramona had been up to this time? Ramona was sitting on the floor beside a box of apples. Lying around her on the cement floor were a number of apples, each with one bite out of it. While Beezus stared, Ramona reached into the box, selected an apple, took one big bite out of the reddest part, and tossed the rest of the apple onto the floor. While she noisily chewed that bite, she reached into the apple box again. Whatever you gotta do, man, whatever it takes. "Ramona!" cried Beezus, horrified. "You can't do that." "I can too," said Ramona through her mouthful. "Stop it," ordered Beezus. "Stop it this instant. You can't eat one bite and then throw the rest away. But the first bite tastes best," explained Ramona reasonably, as she reached into the box again. Beezus had to admit that Ramona was right. The first bite of an apple always did taste best. Ramona's sharp little teeth were about to sink into another apple when Beezus snatched it from her. "That's my apple," screamed Ramona. "It is not," said Beezus angrily, stamping her foot. "One apple is all you're supposed to have. Just wait till Mother finds out." Ramona stopped screaming and watched Beezus. Then, seeing how angry Beezus was, she smiled and offered her an apple. "I want to share the apples," she said sweetly. "Oh, no, you don't," said Beezus, "and don't try to work that sharing business on me." That was one of the difficult things about Ramona. When she had done something wrong, she often tried to get out of it by offering to share something. She heard a lot about sharing at nursery school. Now what am I going to do? Beezus wondered. I promised Mother I would keep an eye on Ramona. And look what she's gone and done. How am I going to explain this to Mother? I'll get scolded too. And all the apples. What can we do with them? Beezus was sure about one thing. She no longer felt mixed up about Ramona. Ramona was perfectly impossible. She snatched Ramona's hand. You come upstairs with me and be good until Mother gets back, she ordered, pulling her sister up the basement stairs. Ramona broke away from her and ran into the living room. She climbed onto a chair where she sat with her legs sticking straight out in front of her. She folded her hands in her lap and said in a little voice, Don't bother me. This is my quiet time. I'm supposed to be resting. Quiet times were something else Ramona had learned about at nursery school. When she didn't want to do something, she often insisted she was supposed to be having a quiet time. Beezus was about to say that Ramona didn't need a quiet time because she hadn't been playing hard and Mother had said she had already had a nap, but then she thought better of it. If Ramona wanted to sit in a chair and be quiet, let her. She might stay out of mischief until Mother came home. Beezus had no sooner sat down to work on her pot holders, planning to keep an eye on Ramona at the same time, when the telephone rang. It must be Aunt Beatrice, she thought before she answered. Mother and Aunt Beatrice almost always talked to each other about this time of day. Hello, darling, how are you? Asked Aunt Beatrice. Oh, Aunt Beatrice, cried Beezus. Ramona has just done something awful, and I was supposed to be looking after her. I don't know what to do. She told about Ramona's hiding in the cellar and biting into half a box of apples. Aunt Beatrice laughed. Leave it to Ramona to think up something new, she said. Do you know what I'd do if I were you? What? Asked Beezus eagerly, already feeling better because she had confided her troubles to her aunt. I wouldn't say anything more about it, said Aunt Beatrice. Lots of times little children are naughty because they want to attract attention. I have an idea that saying nothing about her naughtiness will worry Ramona more than a scolding. Beezus thought this over and decided her aunt was right. If there was one thing Ramona couldn't stand, it was being ignored. I'll try it, she said. And about the apples, Aunt Beatrice went on, all I can suggest is that your mother might make applesauce. This struck Beezus as being funny, and as she and her aunt laughed together over the telephone, she felt much better. Tell your mother I phoned, said Aunt Beatrice. I will, promised Beezus, and please come over soon.